In the New World, Luo Feng accepted the hell-level mission and was dumbfounded upon hearing the probability of falling. The world of Jin was the fourth forbidden zone in the universe, but it was also the key to Luo Feng transcending reincarnation and becoming an eternal powerhouse. When he first discovered this new instance, he was full of confidence, but ultimately defeated by reality. Just as he had joined the army, he was about to face a fall. In the original text, Luo Feng successfully passed the military assessment in a desolate desert in the world of Jin. The surviving warriors and alien beasts here had experienced a brutal battle. Most of them felt fortunate, while a few mourned for their fallen comrades. In this world, death was seen as part of reincarnation. Therefore, for those who fell in battle, the living would silently bless them, rather than mourn excessively. Luo Feng and the alien Wuge survived the battle and were selected to join the army. They were told to follow a true god soldier, wearing dark red armor, with a large tail, and go to the Special Legion, the Python River Army. Before embarking on their new journey, Luo Feng bade farewell to his newly made indigenous friend, Feng. Although Feng was not strong enough, he still had the opportunity to join the Special Legion in the future. Luo Feng and Wuge followed the true god soldiers and traversed the camp blocked by space. Their speed reached the speed of light. On the way, Wuge revealed the situation of the Python River Army to Luo Feng. They would face the contempt of veterans, and he suggested that Luo Feng and himself join forces. Luo Feng was surprised by this, but was confident in his own strength, believing that he had inherited the legacy of Tuandong River, enough to face any challenge. Soon, they arrived at a tall hall, which was the arsenal of the Python River Army, where many soldiers exchanged military supplies. Wuge explained that soldiers honed themselves through battles, and the soldiers of the Python River Army faced greater dangers, so their spoils of war could be exchanged for military merits, and then for better equipment and resources. Wuge also mentioned that the more military merits a soldier obtained and the better their performance, the more benefits they could receive. It was even possible to recruit a true god team as their personal guard, although this required significant military merits. In the arsenal, Luo Feng and Wuge obtained a set of true god-level Python River armors, the equipment they would use when joining the Python River Army. The world of Jin was an ancient and mysterious place where residents would die if they left. In this world full of treasures, military merits were the key to obtaining powerful treasures. Even true gods needed long-term accumulation. Although Luo Feng and Wuge were only lawmasters, they were full of confidence in the future. In the arsenal, the one-eyed true god showed them the true god-level Python River armor. In the world of Jin, it belonged to the standard armor of true gods and was generally not available to lawmaster soldiers. However, they belonged to a special legion, gifted with extraordinary talents, so they received special treatment. Luo Feng quickly took possession of the armor. The imposing presence of the Python River armor was invaluable in the universe, but only considered ordinary in the world of Jin. After putting on the armor, Luo Feng and Wuge underwent a transformation. Luo Feng was covered in dark red armor, with a strange python skull shape on his helmet, and black patterns on the dark red armor. Wuge also transformed into a dark red alien beast, surrounded by black patterns. Arriving at the camp of the Python River Army, the soldiers here were also wearing dark red armor, with a peculiar python-shaped helmet. The one-eyed true god told them that they were assigned to the 6th Squadron and hoped to see them again next time. Then, the one-eyed true god turned into a stream of light and left. Luo Feng and Wuge soon encountered a team of Python River soldiers. "My father is the Lord of the Northern True Sea," Wuge proudly exclaimed. "In the army, no matter how powerful your father is, he can't help you," a tall and burly man among the more than 20 figures hanging in the air said directly. "Both of you report your names and what you're good at." Wuge proudly stated that he had a large body, over 1,000,000 kilometers long. Luo Feng modestly said that he was slightly stronger than Wuge and excelled in close combat and evasion. The tall and burly soldier told them that their talents were average, but they would soon face catastrophic level missions, which were extremely dangerous. He advised them to seize the time to accept the basic inheritance of the Python River Army and improve their strength as much as possible. After speaking, they left. "It seems we are not just unlucky," Luo Feng muttered softly. "We are not just unlucky, we are extremely unlucky. The so-called missions are all opportunities for honing life and death, missions assigned by the army, attacking this or that. One epoch at a time. Every 10,000 epochs, there will be an extremely high-risk one, called a catastrophic epoch, and every 100 million epochs, there will be an even more terrifying one, called a reincarnation epoch. The probability of falling is as high as 90%. Wuge growled softly. Luo Feng was dumbfounded upon hearing this. It was said that even veteran soldiers in the Legion face a high probability of falling when encountering such missions. However, such high-risk missions also meant that they had the opportunity to obtain valuable inheritance and powerful treasures. In the end, Luo Feng and Wuge received 2 golden balls containing all the military rules and common sense of the army. They needed to learn and prepare on their own. In this legion, each member could choose an island as their place of practice. Luo Feng and Wuge were no exception. They each chose an island and began their cultivation life. Luo Feng's island had a diameter of about 100,000 kilometers, with a simple stone residence in the center. He nodded in satisfaction, indicating his satisfaction with this dwelling place. Wuge chose a more distant island. Luo Feng used his divine power to penetrate deep into the heart of the island and touch a prismatic crystal. By injecting divine power, the color of this crystal changed, indicating that this island had an owner from now on. In this challenging world of Jin, could Luo Feng and Wuge become powerful existences through life and death trials? The Python River army they belonged to, as a special legion gathering geniuses, although had a low survival rate, it was also the cradle of super strong individuals. Wuge aspired to become as strong as his father, the Northern True Sea Lord, or even stronger. As for Luo Feng, he lay on a huge stone chair, contemplating his next move. His gaze passed through endless lakes and stared into the distance at the islands. He knew that the next mission assigned by the army would be a year later, so he had plenty of time to plan and prepare. What Luo Feng needs most now are the blood and skills of true god-level powerhouses. He needs as many upgraded corpses as possible to find opportunities to send them back to the original universe. In his research, he discovered that even as a true god, humans would remain flesh and blood beings after fusion. Therefore, he had a profound understanding of the structure of flesh and blood life. By restructuring the life genes, he successfully transformed the blood river Evita into a flesh and blood life and raised its life gene level to 1008 times. However, Luo Feng was not satisfied with this. To advance further on the path of divine power, he needed to analyze the structures of billions of lives and substances and create life capable of reproduction. This would be a complex and arduous task, but he was prepared for it. Luo Feng decided to check the army's basic inheritance, which was located on an island in the center of the lake, the basic inheritance of the Python River army. He quickly descended and saw rows of stone pillars, each with a golden ball on top. He saw the alien Wuge coiling around one of the stone pillars, shaking his head. Wuge urged Luo Feng to hurry up and learn the basic inheritance, because these inheritances were very precious, and many were beyond what even his father could teach. Luo Feng nodded. He knew that this was the key to improving his strength. He quickly dispersed his divine power and penetrated into each golden ball, with a large amount of information flooding into his mind. He saw techniques such as refining treasures, refining machinery, close combat, illusion techniques, cooperative skills, and burning divine power. These basic inheritances were very practical and could enhance his combat power. He knew that these were just the beginning, the most basic, free inheritances, and that all future inheritances would require military merits to exchange for. Today, let's talk about what the outcome would be if Luo Feng exposed his greatest trump card, the Golden Horn Beast, in the Interstellar Federation, and the people besieging Luo Feng. Now, this Luo Feng, originally thriving in the Interstellar Federation, unfortunately attracted too much attention. He became the target of the Imperial Guard, the White Tiger Tower, the Nolan family, and other major forces, all wanting to eliminate him. He even became a public enemy in the Interstellar Federation due to a bounty. Except for the Sonshu Mountain, every force within the Interstellar Federation wanted to claim the huge bounty, deciding to target Luo Feng and his team. Luo Feng was truly in dire straits, surrounded on all sides. Moreover, at this moment, there were nearly 2 million star-level warriors concentrated in the Interstellar Federation. If they united, Luo Feng would be hard-pressed to escape. But fortunately, they belonged to different major forces. Even if Brolin's bounty was tempting, it was not worth it for all major forces to go all out, even though Brolin's bounty was important. But the treasures in the castle were just as important. Therefore, these forces would only allocate part of their strength to hunt down Luo Feng and his team. Even so, Luo Feng faced unprecedented pressure. But don't worry, Luo Feng isn't someone to be trifled with. He still has a trump card up his sleeve, the Golden Horn Beast avatar. Once this Golden Horn Beast breaks through to the universe level and combines with his universe level 2 magic cloud vine, it will be an invincible existence. 100,000 star level 9 fodder warriors? Bring them on, he'll kill as many as he wants without blinking an eye. But this Golden Horn Beast is Luo Feng's secret weapon. How could he easily expose it? Luo Feng, this clever man, came up with a good idea to have Babetta shield all signals and make the cameras of the Interstellar Mercenary Alliance malfunction. This way, he could unleash his trump card silently. However, Luo Feng still had to face a tricky problem, Brolin's D6 level orbital cannon. This thing could threaten domain lord level powerhouses. If Luo Feng were to confront it head-on, it would undoubtedly be a dead end. But who is Luo Feng? He's our protagonist. He understood that as long as those laser weapons couldn't find their target, they would become ineffective. So Luo Feng hid in the water and underground. Afterwards, if the enemies entered Luo Feng's main battlefield, he could rely on the joint efforts of the Golden Horn Beast and the Magic Cloud Vine to wreak havoc in the Interstellar Federation and take down all those who were hunting him down, one by one.